Yo, what is up, guys? This is James Carter TV here to recap the Tennessee Titans 2015 free agency period and give a little preview for the draft, looking at their draft needs and where they should go from here. Now, the Tennessee Titans free agency, it was good. I tried to caution people before going into free agency. Let's not overreact to the teams that spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on these players because it usually doesn't work. Case in point, in 2013 offseason, the Miami Dolphins spent the most amount of money. And then this year they cut those guys. They got rid of Mike Wallace. They got rid of Philip Wheeler. They want to get rid of Dannell Ellerbe. Actually, they did get rid of Dannell Ellerbe. They traded him to the New Orleans Saints. These are the guys they paid 2 years ago. They were the biggest free agent splash. They're going to make the playoffs. Ryan Tannehill, look out. They haven't made the playoffs since. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then last year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the ones that won free agency by signing Michael Johnson, who's no longer on the team, and signing Alteran Werner, who was good, yeah. But that goes to show free agency splashes, this doesn't work. But what you want to do is you want to fill a need here. You want to get a good player here, fill a need there. And by doing that and focusing your efforts on the draft where superstars are made, then you can really make some moves and get yourself closer to being a Super Bowl team. And that's what the Tennessee Titans did. So while most people are giving their free agency a B or a C+, I'm going to give them an A- because I think they filled their needs, enough needs, that way they can focus on specific needs during the NFL draft. And that's what I look for during free agency. So let's start with the big one. They signed Brian Orakpo, outside linebacker for the Washington Redskins. Now, yes, he's had his injury concerns, but we need to keep in mind this is a perennial Pro Bowl outside linebacker edge rusher that they just added to this 3-4 defense. I mean, this is a double-digit sack guy when healthy. This is huge for the Tennessee Titans. They have not had a double-digit sack guy consistently, anyways, since pretty much Javon Curse. I mean, maybe a Kyle Vanden Bosch, and even he didn't even get double-digit sacks. I mean, Jerome Casey had one season where he got 11 sacks, but nothing consistent. This could be the most consistent pass rusher the Titans have had in a long time. And for that, this is a really good signing for them. But he needs to stay healthy, and I believe he will. He says that he's changed his workout regimen. He used to bench 500 pounds, and guess what? You ended up with 3 torn pecs. So he stopped doing all that, and it should help. I think a torn pec, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not Dr. Gregory House. But I think a torn pec is a freak accident. I don't think this is something chronic, something that will keep occurring. But it has, so it might continue. But if he's healthy, this will be a really good signing for them. They needed outside linebackers, and they got one here. And speaking of outside linebacker, they re-signed one in the form of Derek Morgan, who transitioned well to the 3-4 outside linebacker position after playing 4-3 defensive end for the rest of his life, pretty much. And I like this, but here's the thing about the Titans free agency. We need to keep in mind, Derek Morgan, no one was really clamoring about re-signing him, let's say in December. But when his market value increased, that's when we all really got on this boat. We're like, well, if everyone else likes him, I guess we should too. I mean, the Tennessee Titans offered him in the beginning of negotiations, reportedly, of course, $4.5 million, and they ended up paying him $7.5 million per year. So that shows. I mean, what happened? And if you bring back the same players you had last year, are they going to improve or what? Because we're trying to improve upon the 2-14 record. That's why I would have preferred for them to let Derek Morgan go and let Brandon Graham come in. I like Derek Morgan as a player. But if we're having the same guys we had last year for the most part, what the hell is going to change? But anyway, so Derek Morgan, it's a good outside linebacker to have. He transitioned well, like I said. Played better in coverage than I bet all of us were expecting. Needs to get more sacks. And we always say, people say, oh, Brian Orakpo's opposite of Derek Morgan, so Derek Morgan will now get more sacks. Hello? We've been saying this for the past 5 years, okay? When we on the opposite side of Derek Morgan, we're gonna have we're gonna put William Hayes out there. William Hayes stinks. Okay, fine. Now we're gonna get Cameron Wembley. Cameron Wembley can't do anything. For the past 5 years, we've been saying that was gonna happen, and it hasn't. Derek Morgan himself needs to start getting more of a pass rush and finishing on these sacks. So, outside signing, they got Denoris Cersei of the Buffalo Bills, and from everything I've seen, this is a really good ad. Obviously, they needed a safety after Bernard Pollard's ass left, and see you later, good riddance. Denoris Cersei played well last year, has been mostly a career backup, but that doesn't worry me. In fact, that actually helps me, because instead of having the body of a 26-year-old NFL free agent, he has the body of a 23-year-old NFL free agent, because he really hasn't played. He hasn't gotten beat up yet. So you still get really good years out of this guy. 4 prime years out of this contract, and relatively cheap. And especially, I don't care what the contract numbers are really, though. The Titans have plenty of time, plenty of room and contracts, and they're not paying anyone anytime soon. The biggest free agent they have coming up for 2016 will be Kendall Wright, and they can forego that by using their option on Kendall Wright, which is worth about $7 million. So if there are no free agents this team has to worry about, spend your freaking money. I don't care who you spend it on, really. Might as well use it instead of just leaving it there for God knows what. Anyway, it's a good signing, Denoris Cersei, and hopefully, and I don't buy this, just like with Derek Morgan, Michael Griffin, we love to say, well, if we can get people around him, he'll play better. I don't buy that, but sure, maybe Denoris Cersei coming can help Michael Griffin. I don't buy it. I think we're going to need to look for a free safety next year. Alright, outside edition, they signed Parrish Cox from the San Francisco 49ers to a 3-year, $15 million deal. Again, I don't care about the numbers. Pay them as much money as you can for all I care. It's a good signing. I wonder why he started playing poorly at the end of the 2014 season, because he was playing really good. He had about 5 interceptions and a lot of pass deflections in the first half, more like first 12 games, first 3/4 of the season. And then when the whole hardball thing started coming down, his play diminished. Hopefully that's why. Hopefully he just didn't get caught up with. But if he can play well, he can be a good corner opposite of Jason McCourty. But the problem is, again, people like to say, well, this is going to help Jason McCourty. I don't think the problem was Jason McCourty needs people opposite of him. I just don't think he was very good. I don't buy that having a good corner opposite of you helps you. In fact, I think it hurts you. I think when you have a good corner opposite you, they're going to target you more. I mean, how do you think Brandon Browner felt this season, and hell, the season before that, when he has the best corner in the league opposite of him? People target you. So I don't buy that Jason McCourty is going to be better because Parrish Cox came to town. I just think Jason McCourty needs to be better, and he wasn't good last season, and that's a problem. And if he's not good again this season, it's time to upgrade the corner position and draft corner in the first round or sign a big corner, because corners are huge, and the NFL today is huge. That's why the 2 best corners in the league, and Darrelle Revis and Richard Sherman, played in the Super Bowl. It's a big deal. But it's a good deal for them to get Parrish Cox here. Outside edition, Harry Douglas, former Atlanta Falcon. I like this one. He's a guy that can move the chains, and we need that here in this NFL offense. Kendall Wright, he slips down too much. Justin Hunter stinks. It's time for us to say that, guys. He just sucks. And maybe he can improve. Sure, okay, he can improve. I say the same thing about Blake Bortles. Maybe Blake Bortles can improve, but for right now, he stinks. And for Justin Hunter, right now, he stinks. And we need to stop relying upon him to lead our wide receiving core. Harry Douglas can do that, but I want another wide receiver. I want specifically in the 2nd or 3rd round, I want a wide receiver to be taken, specifically, even more specifically, Nelson Aguilar or Dorial Green Beckham, whom I don't think will even make it to the 2nd round. But those are the 2 I'm signaling on, or maybe Jalen Strong if he falls down. Those are the 2 right now I'm pinpointing. If they can get one of those guys, huge for this offense, and I'll get into that later. Anthony Fasano. This is a good backup tight end to have. Craig Stevens sucks. It's about time that Titans fans can get used to this, and Taylor Thompson is a joke. I mean, this guy either is not going to live up to his potential or he's going to be too injured to live up to his potential, and enough relying on him. So a good backup blocking tight end to have in Anthony Fasano, no problems there. Carl Klug. This is again a case of the Tennessee Titans bringing people back. But what's interesting about this pick is this is yet another defensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans. And I'm wondering if they have Leonard Williams on the mind. Why are you re-signing Carl Klug? Because theoretically, if you have Leonard Williams out there and Jarrell Casey, that's not going to leave a lot of room for Carl Klug, because you want Jarrell Casey out there in passing downs. You want Leonard Williams out there in passing downs. So where's Carl Klug going to fit in? You know, so I wonder, they re-signed Carl Klug. Do they even want Leonard Williams? It has to make you think. And they like Daquan Jones, whom they drafted last year. And they also like Mike Martin and Wapati Petoa. So that's a lot of defensive linemen. I'm not buying this Leonard Williams hype that Tennessee Titans are fornicating. But we'll see what happens. So, fornicating, I think that was the wrong word there. Are creating. Okay. Special teams, they re-signed Brett Kern, good. They re-signed Ryan Suckup, bleh. And they re-signed Bo Brinkley, sure. And then Byron Stingley was re-signed, as well as Brandon Harris, two nonchalant, who care losers, except the Brandon Harris is also interesting. They have 6 corners. We like to talk about how they should draft a corner. Let's count. They have Jason McCourty on one side. They have Parrish Cox, their new free agent signee, on the other side. They have Bleeding Ray Wilson and Cody Sensabaugh, whom you would think would battle for the third position. And behind them, they have Mark Heston Huff, who plays safety/corner. He's going to need to play corner to get on the field because the safeties are locked down for the most part. And now they have Brandon Harris. Those are 6 corners. Are they going to add another in the draft? I don't think so, and I'm not mocking it. You can. So that's it, okay? Free agency is done. Draft. Time to talk about the NFL draft. Now, Titans fans, you need to prepare yourself for this. I don't know why people aren't prepared for this. I keep hearing there's no way the Tennessee Titans take Marcus Mariota. He's not a good fit for Ken Whisenhunt, blah, 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 blah. They're taking Marcus Mariota to me, or they're trading their number 2 pick to San Diego for Phillip Rivers. And by the way, that whole trade rumor is not a rumor. It is speculation. What happened was Phillip Rivers came out and said, I'm not really sure about me being on the Chargers next year, okay? Because of his contract, he didn't want to move to LA, which makes no sense, but okay, fine. And then people started connecting some dots, okay? And then the Chargers also specifically said, okay, we're going to work out Marcus Mariota. So then people started connecting dots. There hasn't actually been a rumor here. It's pure speculation. But to me, the Titans are going to have one of 2 quarterbacks next year. Marcus Mariota or Phillip Rivers. You need to get used to it, guys. And Ken Whisenhunt is going to try to mold him into a franchise quarterback, prototypical NFL quarterback, drop back passer. And we'll see how that works. But I think they're drafting him. I think with all the speculation that's going on, and they need to keep their jobs. And Rustin Webster has even said they need to shore up this position. And specifically, the words that get to me is we need someone that can start 16 games. While Zach Mettenberger has not finished the past 2 seasons due to injury and played They've been scouting Marcus Mariota furiously all season. I've been hearing about scouts going up to Oregon, checking him out. This isn't just a now, we're gonna, fake this thing. No, they've been scouting him for a while. And if Rustin Webster loved Jake Locker, he loved him, what is he gonna think about a more athletic, more accurate, smarter, better leader to me, Jake Locker? He's gonna love him even more, and he's gonna take him. I know the scouting department loves Mariota. The only flaw here is Ken Whisenhunt and what he wants to run. But Webster and Whisenhunt have said that they work well together and that Webster has the final say. He's going to take Marcus Mariota to me. If that doesn't happen, fine. They'll take Leonard Williams or they'll trade for Phillip Rivers, as I said earlier. But we need to be prepared for that. And also what needs to be prepared for, they're taking a wide receiver in rounds 2, 3, or 4. Or round 1 if they trade it down. Which I only see the Phillip Rivers scenario. I might be an idiot for that. But I'll keep making videos on this in the future. Which wide receiver, I don't know. But they're going to target a wide receiver and they're also going to target a running back. I'm not a big proponent of this. I would have liked them to see it and go get Ryan Matthews or something. I don't care. I really, really, really don't care about the running back position in the NFL. I think you can get in any chump anywhere to start for you. That's what Bill Belichick does, and he does it so well. You can do that. I mean, Bishop Sankey, he can start. Who cares? I don't think it really matters. I think what matters is the quarterback that drops back and takes the passes for you. I think that's what matters, and they need to fix that first. Right tackle. Right tackle's a huge need. I don't know if they're going to get Joseph Barksdale in free agency, but if they don't, second round, they should probably take a right tackle or third round at the latest for me. Well, fourth round at the latest for me, because they do have an early pick, the first pick pretty much every draft round, so they could take one in the fourth. But those are the 4 big needs right now. You're going to see an offensive draft, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and offensive tackle all taken in the NFL draft or received somehow. Maybe they like Sam Bradford. Maybe they like Nick Foles. I can't buy that. Or Jay Cutler. If they really wanted Nick Foles, if they really wanted Sam Bradford, if they really wanted Jay Cutler, why wouldn't they just get those guys in March? Okay, I mean, why would they wait until the draft? I don't buy it. I don't believe it. So that's pretty much it. Until next time, James Carter TV. I will be keeping track and making Tennessee Titans videos for you Tennessee Titans fans, so make sure to subscribe for more of that throughout this 2015 NFL draft process. Oh, and also in the draft, they're going to take an outside linebacker. They need someone else to rush the passer. They hoped it would be James Harrison. He re-signed with Pittsburgh. So those 5 positions are primarily the ones I'm looking for. Tell me what you're looking for in the comments. Until next time, James Carter TV. I'm out. Peace.